Hello my beans and nuggets, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Jasmine, back at it again with yet another video. For today's video, we have something very exciting. We actually have a review of the newest item from Rare Beauty, which is the liquid contour. So if this is something that you're interested in, then just keep watching. Just a little disclaimer, I did receive these in PR. However, I say this in literally every single video. If I receive the item in PR, that will not influence my opinion. So basically, like, if I receive it for free and I don't like it, I'm still gonna be honest with you guys because I don't want to lie to you guys, and that's just how it is. I'm not really scared of being booted off PR lists, and if they do boot me off for an honest opinion, then that says a lot about the brand, and I probably don't want to be working with them anyways. So just keep that in mind. Thank you to Rare Beauty for always being so sweet and so kind. But let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, this is the liquid contour. I do have 3 shades here. Keep in mind that they did send me the 3 shades that they felt like would mesh best with my skin tone. Obviously there are more shades. These are just the 3 that they sent me. So the lightest one that they sent is Mellow, and it looks like this. And the next one is Gentle, and Gentle looks like this. And lastly is the shade Soulless, which looks like this. So here is a comparison of all of the shades together from lightest to dark. So obviously lightest, and then this is the darkest. That is what it's giving. Now remember, this is a liquid contour. There's a huge difference between contouring and bronzing. Bronzing is more to just like add warmth to the skin, and contouring is more to kind of carve out your face and add shadows, like artificial shadows, and kind of make you look, you know, super chiseled out. Keep that in mind because they do actually have a cream bronzer product, but that's a cream bronzer. This was a liquid contour. So usually with contour shades, they're a little bit more neutral, cool toned instead of warm toned. So that's the difference. I am so excited that they finally dropped this. I loved the cream bronzer sticks, but my only gripe was, yeah, like I wish some of these were just a little bit more cooler toned, but honestly, that wasn't really the intention of that product because it was a bronzer. So I've just been patiently waiting for them to either come out with more shades and kind of have it be like a bronzer contour like hybrid, or just to come out with a new line altogether, and that's what they did with these. So thank God they gave us these because I have been waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally we have it. Go over the packaging first and foremost. So it looks like this, and it is the same exact size as the liquid luminizers. It just has a different packaging because it's a different product, but size wise it's the same exact size as the liquid luminizer. I love it. I have always loved the little bulb at the end here. I personally struggle with autoimmune issues and also joint issues, and some products is really hard for me to open. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that I feel like the average person doesn't really think about, and they're like, why would they put that little ball at the end? Like, who cares? Like, I could just open it like normally perfectly fine. But for people that like really struggle, something like this makes a huge difference. So that's why I have always loved her brand for being so thoughtful about things like that. So yeah, as far as packaging goes, I really love it. I think it's really cute, and it is, you know, a liquid product, so it is going to have the same vibe as the liquid blush. This is the applicator. Now, as far as the formula goes, actually, let me go ahead and do swatches on my hand for you guys so you guys can see what these actually look like. So this first one here, this is the shade Mellow. Now, I will say that these are actually really pigmented. I wouldn't say that they're as strongly pigmented as the blushes, because if you have touched any of their blushes, you would know like those are pigmented and you barely like need any. These are pretty pigmented, but not to the same level as the blush. So I feel like there's more like workaround room for like if you accidentally apply too much. You're able to kind of fix it a lot easier than the blush. So keep that in mind. So let's do the shade Gentle next. So Mellow was a little bit more on the warmer side compared to Gentle. As you can see, this is Mellow, this is Gentle. There is a pretty big difference in undertone, but once again, this might look warmer on me, but someone who is a lot paler, it might look completely different on them. That's just how color theory works. Something that might look warmer on someone else might look a lot cooler toned on me. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, when I have put these on my face, it still looks pretty cool toned. So I don't really have any issues with that. But let's go ahead and swatch the darkest shade, which is Soulless, the darkest shade that they sent me, not the darkest shade in the collection, just to clarify. So that is that shade. So that is all three of them. I honestly feel like this is a pretty good variety of undertones between the three. You got one that's a little bit warmer, one that is pretty cool toned and like neutral, and then this one is darker and kind of in between, like a warm and cool. So I really, really, really love this product. I will try to kind of blend out some of them, and you'll see what I mean by like it's pigmented, but like not as strongly as the blush. The darker one, obviously, because it is darker, it's going to show up more pigmented. But that's kind of an idea of what they look like once they are more blended out. So the middle one, I would say, is the coolest undertone one. Let's talk about formula once again. So upon application, I feel like 2 little dots, maybe 3, is perfect for the cheek area, and then 2 little dots here, and then I do 2 right here. I do actually like to mix mellow and gentle together, and then when I'm done with that on top, then I'll go in with a little bit of Soulless to kind of add a little bit more depth. The formula of these, amazing. I mean, the blush, like I said, is a lot more pigmented, so I feel like people have a harder time kind of working with that product. It's just so pigmented that I feel like people are like, oh my god, like I don't even know like what to do with this because it's just so much product and you barely need any. With this, like I said, it is pigmented, but I feel like it's a little bit more mistake proof, and I wonder if they kind of learned from the blush situation and they were like, okay, when we make the liquid contours, we have to be careful, like let's make it pigmented but not to that level. So once again, I feel like even if you put a little bit too much, unless you're going in with like an extremely dark shade, which I don't know why you would be doing anyways, because really you should be finding shades that match your skin tone the best. Even if you do end up using a little bit too much, like I said, it's very mistake proof and I feel like it's easily blendable, but it's not one of those products where, because I feel like when I say that, people are gonna be like, okay, so it blends into nothing is what you're telling me. No, it's not like that. I just feel like it's very foolproof. I would say overall pigmented, but foolproof and mistake proof, and if you accidentally put a little bit too much, it's okay. It's not going to be a situation like the blush. However, I feel like it's pigmented enough that you don't really need a ton of product, but if you did go in accidentally with a little bit too much, you're safe. So hopefully that makes sense. Also, when it comes to the formula, I've noticed that it's not too dry, but it's also not too creamy. And by that, I mean, it's not too dry in the sense of when I start applying it, it's not going to blend out, because there are products that are like that. And it sucks because you really have to work like one section at a time. These are not like that. I have worked with these where I have, you know, dotted here, and done both sides. And then by the time that I made my way all the way to the other side, everything still blended out flawlessly. And it's not patchy at all, which thank God also. Honestly, like I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like this is kind of the ideal liquid contour product that you would want to have on hand, because again, you don't need much product, which is good, but it's not overly pigmented to the point where, you know, if you put too much, your whole look is done. Easily fixable, mistake proof, foolproof, good for beginners, good for pros, good for everybody in between. This is a good product just for like everybody to use. And I also feel like the amount of product that you're getting is really great for the price as well. And again, I know some of you guys are gonna be like, well, you got it for free, so how can you say that? Because you don't know the value of that. I tell you, I have purchased so many Rare Beauty products on my own, and I can tell you from experience with those products, it's definitely like you're getting your bang for your buck. Like it's a good value. So you are actually getting 0.503 fluid ounces, so 0.5, that's like half a fluid ounce. So that's, I mean, a foundation is 1 fluid ounce, and this is half of that. So, you know, I feel like you're getting a pretty good amount in here. I have to say, honestly, 10 out of 10. Like, they nailed everything about these. From the packaging, to the shades, to the formula, everything about them, I love. Love so much. And again, I'm not just saying that just to be like, I love Rare Beauty, oh my god, like I want to stay on their PR list. I'm saying this as someone who has played with makeup since I was in middle school. I'm in my late 20s. So I have tried a good amount of product. And if you saw my makeup collection, your jaw would drop because you'd be like, first of all, who needs that much makeup? Secondly, okay, like you've definitely tried some products. So when I tell you, like, trust me, trust and believe, okay? Contour specifically, I feel like is something that I kind of struggle with. I feel like a lot of brands kind of mislead us into contour when it's actually just bronzer, you know? So I feel like the only other brand that really has done contouring shades well is Milk Makeup. You know, that's like the first one that comes to my mind next to Rare Beauty. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to find a really good liquid contour at that, you know? And it's also kind of hard to find a good liquid contour with a good formulation. Like I said, a lot of them that I've tried, I feel like they just dry up so fast, you can't even blend them out, and it just looked patchy and not good. These, total opposite. Blend out amazingly, they look amazing. I don't know what else to say besides these are just so amazing. If you are someone who is into contouring and you want to check these out, I would say definitely check them out. They're worth it. If you are someone who is maybe newer to contouring and you're like, I don't really know, like, you know, this is a perfect product. It's a good price. It's easy to work with. Again, it's really like foolproof makeup and you can't go wrong with it. And I feel like because it's not too creamy and it also doesn't dry out, this is the perfect formula to work with. And if you're looking for that, highly recommend. So again, 10 out of 10. It's a yes from me, dog. I am obsessed with these. I will be using these literally every day now because they are just that good. So if you want to check these out, they're definitely going to be available at rarebeauty.com and then also Sephora. I usually purchase all of my products from Sephora just because they have a really easy, you know, return policy. And also like if I need to return it in store, it's a lot easier than returning to rarebeauty.com. But highly, highly, highly recommend these. I cannot believe these are so freaking good. I mean, I don't know how long they've been in the lab cooking these up, but thank God, because I love these and I know you guys will too. But I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and I'll see you in the next one.